never pay off.
It is that time of year, the time when I try, usually without much success, to carve out a chunk of free time without other commitments. I like to make sure any of those commitments are settled, any tasks have been achieved. I like a nice open gap in my calendar that has nothing but me time penciled in. Why? Well, it's time to dive back into my MMO of choice. Time to see what is in store for me in the latest chapter. That MMO is Elder Scrolls Online, and this year, I'm taking a journey to Necrom. As is tradition, ESO has a brand new storyline, location, and host of content to explore in this latest expansion. This time it is set in two different locations, the Telvanni Peninsula and the creepy Apocrypha, a strange part of Oblivion that hosts the sum of all knowledge and is rarely explored by mortal beings. These two locations provide a huge contrast, with the peninsula feeling very much a part of the existing Tamriel locations I have explored previously, and Apocrypha coming across like a cross between an alien landscape and a possessed library. Both locations feature some fantastic art design, and I really appreciated how the maps were put together. Other areas in ESO have felt a little haphazard at times, but this is certainly not the case here.
This is not good.
Stand close and let me shield you. Laramil's gift protects us both.
The story focuses on your character being contacted by Hermaeus Mora, an ancient Daedric being whose domain is the realm of knowledge. Someone or something is threatening all of existence by digging up lost knowledge that was purposely lost, and you need to stop that from happening, helping the squid-like god being in the process. It is a pretty simple setup, but honestly I found this one of the more engaging tales told in ESO. It wasn't weighed down by excessive lore or assumed knowledge, perhaps because this is a brand new region of Tamriel, and as a result, this means that it is a story that can be enjoyed by newcomers and old heads alike.
The corruption has lessened, but it persists.
The most exciting part of the new Necrom chapter is that it introduces a new class for the first time in ages, the Arcanist. So, with a heavy heart, I put aside my druid and his pet bear and started a new character. The Arcanist is a fun class to play, with a good mix of high damage spells, buff abilities, and healing incantations. There are 3 skill paths that an Arcanist can follow, one focused on support, one on damage, and the other that sits comfortably in between. As of writing this, I'd gotten my Arcanist to level 20, so I managed to see a good chunk of the abilities on offer. It is a fun class to play as, perfectly suited to solo play, but with enough in the back pocket to be a helpful team member if the need arises.
Beat this enemy!
One of the big surprises for me with this chapter of content is just how much other NPCs play a part in the action. Much more so than in any other chapter. You have a range of companions that pop up during the story, all of which have unique abilities to assist you in combat. This also led to some truly entertaining boss battles. Usually a boss battle in ESO consists of running around in circles, dodging the enemy while you spam attacks. But here, there were small combat-based puzzles built around your companion's abilities, and it made for some challenging and fun encounters. I hope future expansions build upon this idea and really start to mix things up in the combat space, especially when it comes to these giant boss enemies. there is one problem I have with Necrom, it's the same problem I have always had with ESO, and that's the user interface. It really is just a pain in the butt to navigate around and is in drastic need of a redesign. Bethesda RPGs have always had painful UIs to access skills and inventories, and that is only amplified in ESO because of the sheer amount of information that needs to be accessible. I'm really hoping that a full UI redo is on the horizon because the current one is really starting to show its age and is creaking at every corner. That said though, Necrom is another fantastic chapter in a game that just keeps on keeping on. I adore what ESO does, its ability to cater to traditional MMO players, as well as those of us that like to head out into Tamriel on our own for a healthy spot of questing. Necrom continues to support that philosophy. It has a great story, some cracking encounters, a fantastic new class, and all of this combines to make it probably the best expansion ESO has had in quite some time. It makes the perfect entry point for new players, as well as a great way for people to get back into the game, especially if you were a lapsed adventurer. The simple fact is, ESO just keeps kicking goals, and let me tell you, I'm here for it. Special thanks to Bethesda Australia for supplying us with a code for ESO Necrom. It's been greatly appreciated. Make sure you head over to player2.net.au to check out our news, reviews, previews, opinion pieces and podcasts. Make sure you like and subscribe this video down below. It helps us out greatly. Beat those YouTube algorithms and maybe make us $1 or $2. And we do have a patron if you feel so inclined. But thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you in Tamriel in ESO or on the next episode of Player 2. Bye.